Terry, a glorious day here in East Lothian at the training centre as we prepare for that match, the trip up to the Highlands to face your old club, Inverness Caledonian Thistle. What's the latest team news ahead of kick-off, please?
Well, Tom Tybo returns from suspension. He missed the game against Motherwell on Saturday. We've got one or two others that are knocking on the door, but generally the same squad as before.
Everyone's always talked about this infamous Highland hoodoo which has afflicted Hibs up north. How important is it for us to collectively get our mindset right heading into this game?
Well, there was a hoodoo about the Ross County trips, and the last two matches we've won up there and won very well. So I don't think it has any significance now. The very fact that we're going to the other Highland team, Inverness Caledonian Thistle, should have no real bearing on how we perform and how we go about our business. I think since the last meeting between the two sides, when it was a 2-0 win for Caledonian Thistle at Easter Road, Hibs have certainly progressed very well, and I'm very pleased with the progress, although we feel it could be better. But having said that, we're in a much stronger position with a much stronger and much more powerful team than we had before. So we're looking forward to it very much, and it's been interesting to see how we perform against the Caledonian Thistle side that might have other things on their mind, like the League Cup final on Sunday. So we're not concerned about their mindset, it's all about ours, and making sure that we're right.
When we went up to Dingwall that time, the coach broke down and everything, our plans were disrupted. But do you feel that the way that you kind of approached it, the way you simplified it, helped us to put that record to bed?
Well, you have to give the players enormous credit, because the coach that we got wasn't the best. It was more like a fridge than anything else. It was so cold on there, but he didn't have tables and the right sort of relaxation seats, and the players just got on with it. It's very much like a junior side going to play a game and go and play a cup match, and you get a coach where you don't normally get a coach, and you just go out there and perform. And the players are very focused on the match. I wouldn't say sausage sandwiches and bacon butties are the ideal pre-match food that the players should have, but it certainly worked for us on that day. Perhaps we'll make sure the bus breaks down on the way up on Wednesday, but no, it's the players. I mean, people say, well, you get sport and everything else like that, but it's all about giving the players the right preparation, making sure that there's no excuses for them, and everything's ready for them to go out and play the way that they can play. So it's nice to have the right treatment, but it's more important than what you do on the pitch rather than what's done before the game. So we want to make sure that everything's right when it comes to the actual match itself, and we're well prepared. And whatever team John Hughes puts out, we certainly will respect it, but we certainly want to get stuck into it and get the 3 points.
Obviously, we've got 4 away games in succession now. How important do you feel is it for us to get off to a winning start against Inverness and to generate some momentum?
Well, we generate momentum by playing well and picking up points, and making sure that we put pressure on St Johnstone. They're playing on Wednesday night at Tannadice against Dundee United, so we certainly want Dundee United to repeat their level of display of recent weeks, particularly against us and against Caledonian Thistle on Sunday. If they can do that and we do our work and get the 3 points, then we'll be in the top 6, which would be a nice little boost ahead of the 3 other away matches that we have, one of which of course is St Johnstone on the 22nd. So it's all within our own hands, and it's all up to us to make sure that we can get into that top 6. Because if we do, I think it will be a huge achievement, and it will be something that we can be proud of.
Can Hibs supporters that are travelling up to Inverness expect to see perhaps a greater degree of resilience than this time around, that normally things don't go Hibs' way and perhaps they're guilty of rolling over and dying? That won't be the case this time around.
Well, I don't think they've been rolling over and dying at Caledonian Thistle. I think that Caledonian Thistle have played pretty well against them. And Caledonian Thistle, when I was the manager, we've always thought that Hibs were a bit of a soft touch, and that Hibs were a team that we could really get into and bully and dominate. I don't think that's the case now. I think any goals that we've conceded or any points that teams have won is because we've possibly made more mistakes than we should have done. And it's not through teams cutting them through us. Apart from Dundee United, of course, who are in a rich run of form at the moment. There haven't been many teams that have dominated us. So we feel we're definitely a lot stronger now than before, and that we've got to show resilience and we've got to show steel, but we can also play a bit. And I think the level of performance against Motherwell, particularly after we went 2-0 down, was excellent, because we came back well, whereas Hibs teams in the past possibly wouldn't have done that, but we came back well and should have won the game. So we made a lot of chances, scored a lot of goals against the top 6 side, and we're going to have to do the same on Wednesday night as well.